Good evening and welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Today's date is October 11th, 2023. It is Wednesday. Coffee tonight is pistachio cream New England brand coffee. Good evening, Wayne. Wayne seems to be the first person in the room, definitely the first person to type up and say hello. He says hello again. Laurel's here. Hey, Laurel. Boy, I'm slurring my speech like I've been drinking. I've been drinking coffee. It's just really tired. Oh, my goodness. Wayne is waving at Laurel. And a hearty wave it is. Did you catch that? Wayne is waving at Laurel, and what a hearty wave it is. Oh, come on now. Oh, my goodness. It's a dad joke. I put up a video of the new studio before it gets painted earlier today. Here we go. I don't think I can get it bigger. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. It's hideous colors right now. There's two shades of green, a really light green and that god-awful green, and purple. And some of the old paint's been taken off. Yeah, that's my youngest's work right there. Did not pick those colors. and as you can see, the paint is not uniform. The ultimate green screen. Yeah, it's something. It is something. Laurel says, wow, that hurts my eyes. Yeah, it's something else. That right there that just went by. Oh, whoa, slow down here. Let's see if I can. Okay, this corner. Joker colors. Yes, there we go. This corner right here, that's the second shooting place. That's where the whiskey barrel and bar stool height black chair is going to go there. A wooden steamer trunk. It's going to look nice. I'm also going to put some sound deadening panels on the ceiling. Okay, right in there. This area is going to be the side of my current setup. It's going to come out through here. And then this green in the back, of course, it's all going to be green, but you're not going to be able to see this. It's going to have the American flag back here, and it's going to have a bookcase on this wall right over here and over here. And this is where the door is on this other side. So you're going to have two bookcases flanking the American flag. This section over here, I'll swing back around. So this is right in the middle. This is where the edge of my live streaming. Wayne says, nice flooring. Love the wood plank look, or the wood grain look. Yeah, that's actual, that's large pine flooring. That's staying, but on the floor here, between here and my studio desk setup, is going to have a what do they call them rugs? Oriental rugs. It's going to have an Oriental rug in burgundies to play off of the green and the wood tones. So you'll have a burgundy Oriental rug classic pattern here. Well, yeah, steam heat, but no longer steam heat. The furnace died years ago. And It just costs too much, and it's not effective to run steam in the house anymore. But that's staying there for ambiance. It's the house is heated by a single monitor style heating system in the living room, so it heats the entire house. And then this wall over here, where is it? Oh, that's the back wall again. Okay, this is the side wall. There's the other area. I'm going to spin around here. There we go. This right here is going to have either shelvings or stuff on it. I haven't decided yet. This is a closet. And then here's another wall, which can have shelving on it and whatnot. Wayne says he grew up in a house that had steam heat. Yep, there's a lot of them out there. And we ran it for years until the furnace died. And it was not worth replacing the heating system with steam again. And they would have had to reline because the vent / chimney it was going up wasn't steel lined. They're like, no, to be up to code, you can't just vent it like that. You got to run a liner up in it. It's like, no. So the expenses to get it up running the way it was rather rather costly. So we left all of the steam in there. We're running a separate water heater now, not off boiler. And like I said, the house is off a monitor system, and it does great. Wayne says the house was built in 1906. I think this was 1860s, something like that. It's an old house. This is even older than that. It's an old house. It's a pretty house. It's a New Englander. Think of a farmhouse with a front porch, white farmhouse. It's a New Englander. Yeah, he says, Wayne says, probably more expensive. Remove the old steam heating stuff. Yeah. So that's down there. The pipes are in place. The furnace is in place. Everything's in place. We just don't use it. It just costs too much. We could have replaced it. We could have replaced it with another steam and then gone with modern, or we could have went forced air, but then you have to run all the ducting. And there's, it's like, yeah. So monitor system it is, and we've loved it. It's great. It was more efficient than the old steam system was. Of course, it was an old one at that. Wells McLean system, yeah, rather old. So we're doing much better temperature wise. I like. I can set to a minimum. I usually at night set it to, I think mid 50s. I think 54, something like that. 54 to 60. I don't know. I'd have to talk to the missus about that, but I think it's down in the 50s at night, and then get up in the morning. And you can program it, but I just get up in the morning and go downstairs, turn it up to 74. That's where she likes, and then she'll cook to 74. And that's where the house likes to, if I can keep the living room at 74, the rest of the house will settle in at about 70. And that's fine. You can go cooler than that if you're up and about walking, but if you're not walking, below 70 gets cold. Like 68, the difference between 68 and 70 when you're just sitting there, it's a big difference. So you got to find out what your house likes, and that's where our house is comfortable. We get awesome oil use out of it, much better than the other system. So can't complain that much. Wayne says he keeps his at 73, mom being 84. Even that's too chilly for her. Yeah, but see, that's right. Like I said, I keep mine at 74, but that's not the whole house. That's just the living room, and that's where it is. So yeah, it's fine. Laurel says, I have forced air. I hate it. I grew up with baseboard radiant heat, stayed at constant temperature. Remember my dad having to burp the system periodically. Yeah. I liked it when we moved into this house, and I like to hear that. You hear that throughout the night. Those who have the old cast iron heating system, they know what that is. That's the relief valve on it. And you'll hear them. You'll hear them down in the living room. And you'll hear them in the bedroom. But yeah, we were wondering how it was going to work with the one heater in the house, central. It's worked fine. We've got a in the studio room that you've seen a picture of and probably got Desi doing. There's, it's got the floor vent in it, where you turn it, you open it up, and then you can close it. It's round. It's a tube that goes down through the flooring. So down in the dining room is where it's open. It's a decorative piece. And up in the it's going to be the studio has where you open and close, and the heat just comes right up through in there, and it keeps it nice and warm. The weight room that I'm in right now, which is studio/weight room, no heating system whatsoever. I think they had a cast iron for the steam heating in here at one time, maybe, but not since we've been here. And it's never been a problem. The bedroom has a cast iron radiator, but like I said, it's decorative now, and we haven't had a problem. We keep the bedroom door open in the wintertime. The heat comes up the stairs, comes into the bedroom, and then, like I said, into the other room, which is going to be the studio, comes up through the floor. So that was fine. Hey, that's old school. That's the way they used to heat. Wayne said, that's the sweet spot for my system. It doesn't run as much. Right. Like I said, that's about, most houses are probably about like that. Some place between 70 and 75 would be the sweet spot. Ours, like I said, 74. If I drop it down to 70, it comes on too much. If I keep it up over 70, things get just hot. No. And then we've got the those little fans, circulation fans, go up in the corners of the doorways, and it just moves the air out. It's going to move out anyways, but you turn it on low, and it just moves it off into the dining room and then into the kitchen. So there's no heating in the bathroom, no heating in the mudroom. No heating in the kitchen. Wasn't that way? Well, yeah, there was a radiator in the bathroom and a radiator between the mudroom and the kitchen when we moved in. So that was fine. But like I said, the system just was always working hard. Now with the one in the living room, it's fine, and it chugs along, sits and idles, and just kind of just purrs all day, just sips the oil. Where the other one, it would have to drop, and then the furnace would kick on, be really hard, and then it'd turn off until the temperature dropped. This doesn't. It just does this. It just idles throughout the day. Comes on hot and hard in the morning when you turn it on, but then once that room gets to temperature, it just purrs. Just idles all day. Late 1800s, mid to late 1800s. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what it was. Don't quote me on it. It's old. It's pretty old. Which is not unusual on the East Coast. You talk to people out in other parts of the country, you're like, holy shit, your house is 200 years old? Yeah. So there's a lot of 200-year-old houses out here. We talked about that before. It was we talked about house prices or house ages. When was that? Hell, that had to been over a year ago. And welcome to the show, Jonna. Jonna is Donna and Judy at the same time. Jonna, it's going to be a long show. Going to be a long one. Yeah, you missed the spin around. I explained where everything was going to be in the new studio, in the reel that I posted up earlier today. I just played it here. Didn't get to painting today. Did more cleaning. A lot of stuff to fix up and get that ready. And then I have to decide for the show whether or not I am cropped in like I am now, or whether I show the full thing. See, this isn't what you're seeing here. Is not the full screen. It goes that direction and it goes that direction. I'm sitting in the middle, but it goes in both directions. And this direction over here, it's damn near to the wall, which you can see, but there's a little bit more to it. And it goes up a little higher and goes a little bit lower. So again, I can show the whole thing, not now, because I'd have to change all my layouts. But it would all fit, and it's fine. But for the show, I just crop in tight, so it's a little bigger. But we'll have to figure that out. Hey, Orion, welcome to the show. So yeah, I'm going to figure out how much of the bookcases are going to be seen, but the flag is still going to be there. So even though the wall is going to be green behind it, the flag's covering up. We had already discussed that, and folks like the flag, so we'll keep it. And it's a pretty small room. It's going to be a tight fit. But the good thing is it's not shared with any other. Like I said, good to have the weight room back. Don't have to worry about it, because each day after the show, this gets put up. And what's holding it up is always in the way, and it's just a pain in the ass. And showtime, it comes down. It's like, oh my God, he's saying behind the tricks. Nobody wants to see how the sausage is made. But yeah, it's just going to be so much nicer to not have to deal with that. Get the whiskey barrel up into the room. Boy, those things are heavy. If you've never moved a whiskey barrel, they're heavy. They are heavy. Good solid oak. So I'm gonna strap that to the dolly, and then bring it through the house. Right now it's outside. Bring it upside, inside, through the house, up the stairs, and into the studio. Judy says, I'm happy for you. You deserve it. Well, thank you. Thank you. It's going to make things easier. And like I said, I've been chugging along. This has been a shitty year. Been chugging along. I'm about ready to start laying some smoke. Yeah, some of the articles that folks used to get, and a little bit more of that commentary. I got a little spicy today. I hope folks appreciate it. The little write-up I did about, let's see here. What was it? About Columbus Day. Donna says, were whiskey barrels made with white American oak? Yes. American oak. American whiskey. Yes, bourbon, rye, stuff like that here in the U.S. Now, not all whiskey is made with those barrels. Some whiskey's made with wine barrels. American whiskey is from fresh. In other words, when they first put the juice in, they're fresh. They've never been used. And then whiskey around the world, they like to take the American whiskey barrels and reuse them. I've explained that too. Why it also explains why, like scotches and some other whiskeys, tend to be aged longer than American whiskeys. People think, oh, it's because they're better. No, it's not. No, it's not because they're better. It takes longer for the barrels to impart into the whiskey what needs to be imparted into the whiskey, because the American whiskey had used it first. So they'd already gotten a lot of the saps and the goodness out of the whiskey barrel. So that's why it's aged longer in Scotch and Irish and these other things where you have longer aging processes. I tell you what, you would not want a bourbon aged 25 years. You don't want it. No. Donna says, I figured that because ships were made of white oak. Yeah. Yep. Judy Ann Laurel says you loved that. Good. That's more more bringing the heat. So expect more of that. I'm also going to be doing more breakdowns of local current news stories and telling you shit and presenting it in ways folks are used to this in the past that you're not getting elsewhere. You get it how I see it. And the truth. Take all the shit out of there. Speaking of that, I am past disgusted what I am seeing concerning the Israeli-Palestinian shit right now. Past disgusted. Ignorant people that do not know the real history between Israel and that area of the world, and the fact that Palestine was never a self-governing community, never a self-governing people. In fact, it was given the name of Palestine as an insult and slander to the Jews. And nobody had a damn bit of problem with anybody in control of that area. And it's passed hands many, many times, unless it was under Israeli hands, and then people have a problem. No, so you don't give two shits about the Palestinians, quote unquote. Are the casks scalded for filling, Mr. Crystal? I don't know the reference, but scalded, I don't know scalded, but I can tell you they will. Scalding was probably to cause the wood to swell so it doesn't leak, but whiskey barrels are often, the good ones, they're also charred on the inside. I don't know whether it's Jack Daniels or Jim Beam, one of those companies. They have a good video where they show how they do it, and it's pretty cool. And they bring the barrels in, it goes over this like a big jet engine type thing, and it just burns the shit out of the inside of the barrels. And what that does is it helps filter stuff coming in and out, and it also cracks the wood at the same time, which allows freer flow of the goodies into the juice. Oh, it's a line from Captain Horatio Hornblower. Yeah, it's a good movie. You're talking about the black and white Horatio Hornblower. Didn't the guy that played Captain Ahab and he played Abraham Lincoln? What the hell's his name? Didn't he play Horatio Hornblower? Donna says, my floors are white oak. When I had them refurbished, they replaced 2 floor furnaces. It's very expensive. Yes, it is. Gregory Peck. There you go. Thank you, Wayne. Gregory Peck. Yep. I was right. He did play him, right? He also played Abraham Lincoln, and he played Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Yeah, Captain Ahab. Yep. Did a good job. Good job. He's a great actor. Great actor. I think Patrick Stewart played Ahab too, didn't he? In one of the remakes. If I recall, he did a pretty good job too. But hey, Ahab is always going to be oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart was yeah. See? See, I don't always get it right. That's why I asked. I wasn't sure. Miracle on 34th Street. Gregory Peck, right? The Christmas movie. think I'm getting the visuals swapped in my head. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, he was Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. He did what? Winchester 70, 78, 76? Laurel says, I believe so. Yeah, Miracle on 54th Street. Should have been Gregory Peck. Donna says Jimmy Stewart. Hey, Phil. How you doing? Welcome to the show. I didn't get get too many let's see here. Didn't get too many ranting and ravings. Oh, let's see here. It's kind of screwed up. I got a poor streaming notice. I just open up a widget and hopefully that's going to take care of that. Now Donna says Jimmy Stewart. What? Jimmy Stewart for what? Yeah, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is Jimmy Stewart. One thing about who did Miracle on 54th Street. Let's go here. Not 1994. No, let's go way back. We need to go way back. Oh, 34th Street. Edmund Gwenn, Natalie Wood. Well, what the hell movie? Okay, Miracle on 34th Street. 34th Street, there we go. Oh, yeah, and Jimmy was, It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, and that's another one of that type of movie. Yeah. Boy, I'm getting them all these people. Yeah, John Payne, Natalie Wood, Maureen O'Hara, Gene Lockhart, Philip, yeah, Harry Admin. Yeah, I'm getting all my movies mixed up. Okay, everything should be, I keep going back from poor to good on the video. If it gets too bad, let me know. Yeah, they had a lot of those movies. They were pretty much the same. Yes, Edmund Gwenn played Kris Kringle in Miracle on 34th Street. Not to be confused with the crack hoe on 32nd Street. Merry Christmas. Wayne says, I see Fuzzy now. Oh, stop it. No Fuzzy. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? Donna says, me too. It says it's poor, so I have no idea. Yeah, and Judy says it's good. I'm bouncing back and forth between a good signal and a poor signal. Laurel says the video is spazzing a little bit. Stop it. Phil says, I just watched a good Western, decided to watch Two Mules for Sister Sarah. Yeah, that's a good one. Clint Eastwood. That's a classic. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Sister Sarah wasn't a sister. I mean, she was a sister. She wasn't a sister. She wasn't a sister. She was somebody's sister, maybe, but she was not of the cloth. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, Sister Sarah. It's a great movie. And what I'm trying to think. Another good one along that line is what? Was it the... let's see here if this is it. I want to get it right. Okay, they got 40 Guns to Apache Pass in '67, but that's not the one. That's not the one that I'm thinking of. Rio Bravo and McClintock, says Wayne. Yeah, Rio Bravo is pretty good. McClintock is. That's the missus likes McClintock. And that was his wife. His wife was in that too, right? The was that O'Hara? Let's get that was in '63. I want to get her name right. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. It's late and I don't want to. Yeah, Maureen O'Hara. She starred in quite a few of his movies. Should have been The Quiet Man. The Quiet Man, where he plays the boxer that goes to the States, and then I guess he kills a guy and he comes back and gets hooked up with that feisty redhead. Yeah, Maureen O'Hara. Yeah, the missus likes that one too. She likes the part, the end where he puts her over his knee. They had that same fiery relationship in most all the movies that they played together with. They played well off each other. Wings of Eagles and The Quiet Man. Yeah, The Quiet Man. Yep. But yeah, McClintock. Yeah, it's a family favorite here. She likes the action. She likes the where the uppity bitch gets hers. Oh, she thought she was something. But she loved him. Yeah, she knew. I like it when the housekeeper and Kathleen got into it. Yeah. Oh, you can't, and you can't make movies like that anymore. Phil says, yeah, I own a couple Clint Eastwood and John Wayne collections. Yeah. Orion's his favorite here too. Yeah, you couldn't make McClintock today. I think that they leave McClintock alone, but they should make a similar movie. I think that, and I've said this before on past shows, people are starving. They're starving for good old irreverent reality, with reality, but with, go a little off reservation. No pun intended, all pun intended. Yeah, he says everything has to be woke, but people they're starving for it. You go on YouTube and you look at people watching some of the verboten shit. Now it's cancel. It's like, and they love it. They love it. Tropic Thunder, they love it. Blazing Saddles. That's what I was going to say. You never make Blazing Saddles. See, they made fun of everybody. There wasn't a single person, and guy and gal, that wasn't spoofed in Blazing Saddle. Phil says, I've been stuck on the kick of watching Gunsmoke. Yeah, Gunsmoke, The Rifleman. If you can pick something, don't they have a dedicated Western channel? Oh no, I don't have cable anymore. I know the missus' father Used to watch it. It's constantly old westerns on. It was some old western channel. But yeah, The Rifleman, Gunsmoke. Oh, you can get Bonanza. Have Gun Will Travel. Yeah. Phil says Peacock has designated channels for each. Oh, cool. Cool. Nah, I don't know what Pluto is. I've heard of Peacock. Peacock is that NBC? Was it NBC? Who owns Peacock? Because wasn't that their... What was NBC? Let's see here. Yeah, NBC Universal. Oh, they got a streaming service, too. Oh, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good movie. Is that, That's what I said, NBC. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Was that Audie? I know he had a bunch of... No, that's John Wayne, James Stewart, Lee Marvin. The one did Audie played in something like that too, didn't he? He was in a shit ton of westerns in his time. Yeah, that's what I just said. We got a lag here. Got a lag here. Yeah. Oh, Lee Van Cleef was in that one too. Woody Strode. Yeah, Lee Van Cleef. Angel Eyes. Angel Eyes. Oh, and how about Clint Eastwood? He played the Man with No Name in the trilogy, the Dollars trilogy. But he had a different name in each of he had a name in each of the movies, and the name was different in each of the movies, but he was the Man with No Name. Yeah, he did not want to do The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He got less camera time than what the hell's his name? The Tuco? Tuco? What was it? Tuco? Yeah, Tuco. Eli Wallach. Tuco. Was it Tuco? No, let's see here. No, or was it Antonio Castel, which would have been Bill? But I thought no, Bill Carlson. I get the damn. Tuco was the Mexican. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. The one with the beard, right? El Buno o Buto el Cavato. Yeah, Van Cleef was Angel Eyes. Eli Wallach. Eli Wallach was The Ugly. So Eli Wallach was The Ugly. And he got the most face time out of all of the actors. He stole the show. I mean, it wasn't on purpose. From what I understand, he ad-libs a lot. and he just plays it. Some of the most famous lines in there, in the bathroom scene where he shoots the guy, and he gets up. Eli was Tuco, where he shoots the guy in the bathroom scene, and at the end he deadpans it, and everybody thinks it's funny because it seems like a scripted line. And he says, "You talk too much." That was totally ad-libbed. He shot him, and he said, "You talk too much." He was in the Magnificent Seven. Yeah, there was one of the other bad guys, peripheral bad guys, was in several of the films as well. And Van Cleef, I think Van Cleef played a good guy in A Fistful of Dollars. Didn't he play a good guy? And then they cast him as a bad guy in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But Van Cleef was not the first choice for that role. Was not the first choice. Worked out good. And I'm glad they did not leave it at 3. Just leave it at 3 movies. And I don't recall. I think did you know that Clint Eastwood was in the movie Tarantula? It doesn't surprise me. He was in a lot of movies. He was in a lot of movies. Yeah, spaghetti westerns. Yep, good stuff. They don't make movies like that anymore. Yep. Good stuff. Wayne says Leo G. Carroll was over a barrel when Tarantula took the hills. Oh, you. Oh, if you can watch it again, get Centennial, the series. I watch that every few years. Get Centennial, the series. Still holds up today. You know what I think of when I think of Centennial, the series? I think of Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford. Same feel. Oh, you only heard his voice as a jet fighter? Says Wayne in Tarantula, Clint Eastwood. Wayne says Rocky Horror Picture Show reference there. Yeah, can't say I know. I've seen parts of it. I don't think I've seen the whole thing from start to finish. Glenn Ford. Yeah, his hat was a little small. And he liked a tight. He wore his jean jackets as tight as I've ever seen anybody wear them. I like a little room in mine. Oh yeah, Glenn Ford. Yeah. Oh, but who was the other guy? We talked about hats. We talked about hats on one show. I liked the movies, but I hated his character. Number one, his vests were always too short, way too short, and he wore a stupid-looking hat. God, who was that? I hated his hat. A hat can make or break a character. I'll tell you that much. It can make or break a character. God, I can't remember the guy's name. Most of the old Western stars rode the same horse throughout, if they could. You know, back in the day, they all came, most of the stuff came from the same suppliers. See if I can do black and white Western stars. See if I can find him. I'm sure I can find him. I hated his hat. There we go. Randolph Scott. Randolph Scott. Here we go. Let's pull this up. There he is right there. Randolph Scott. There's another one. God, I can't tell you how much I hate that hat. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's they each had their own horses. You're talking about within the movie. Yeah, they pick out a movie and they ride that horse. Some of them didn't have a choice because some of them are rather big. John Wayne was a big guy for his time. Horses aren't meant to. An average horse back then, you're looking at about 200 pounds of man and gear for the cavalry. And the average guy back then weighed 135 pounds. So, hey, Philip said something that got restricted. What'd you say that was restricted there, Phil? But yeah, Randolph Scott. I do not like that hat. I gave a rant. I gave a rant. On one of the other shows about that hat. And it's like, man, if he just got a different hat. No, I get what you mean, Donna. Yeah, Randolph Scott. Yep. Yeah, a hat can make or break a character. Judy says, I remember that rant. Yeah. Yeah. There's some that I'm indifferent. It's like, okay, take it or leave it. But man, I hate I hate he wore a vest always too small and his hat. No, I don't like his hat. Phil says, obviously I said something it didn't like. Yeah, I've got just the basic filter on. So you might have said fuck or something. I don't know. It picks it up. Every once in a while, Gus will get hit with it too. Donna says quite a lag here. Yeah. So keep that in mind. We're getting a little bit bigger lag than usual tonight. Now for this. Now for my orca. Yeah, my orca. we take our coffee and we put it in a carafe. That'll last a few hours. That's fine. For a little bit there, we weren't drinking enough coffee. Usually drink a pot and a half or so in the morning each day. And we were just out straight, so. And you're still fuzzy. Oh, my goodness. Wayne says, they died with their boots on, Errol Flynn. Yeah, Errol Flynn wouldn't make it in today's. He's not big enough. Movie stars look totally different now. Hey, there's Gus. He says, I learned my lesson with the F word. What's the flavor for the evening? Tonight's coffee is pistachio cream from New England brand. Gonna have Gus and Sally over in the next couple weeks for dinner. Dinner and fire in the Frankenzebo. I haven't figured out what we're going to be serving yet, though. So get thinking, Gus. You and Sally need to be thinking about what you might want. What you might want for dinner. Not everybody gets to eat at the Whiskey Cowboy's house. But when they do, they eat well. Oh, goodness. Take a slight break. Any of you folks out there that enjoy this type of content, as well as my other content, I get more serious on my other stuff. Would like to help support the cause. There's links in the description of the show. There's a link to a page on Facebook that has, I think, about 7 or 8 different ways that you can help. It doesn't cost you a dime. Then if you would like to help financially, there is a link below, and you have 2 ways you can do it. You can make a single payment, whatever you feel moved to do and is within your budget, you can do that. Or you can set up a monthly donation for, again, whatever you feel that it's worth to you and that you can impart. Don't put yourself in any stress. It can be canceled at any time. If you would like to send something, belt buckle, whiskey, anything, food or beverage, unopened, please. I cannot accept things that have already been opened. Unopened, please. A T-shirt, again, belt buckle, ball caps, whatever. Knick-knack. You think you might want to add to the new studio. Anything you feel like you want to send, there's an address in the description of the show as well. You can send that along. Everything is most appreciated. And when I get something in, I let folks know, hey, so-and-so sent this. And I'll let the world know. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Oh, goodness. It's getting cool out there. And days are in the 60s. Nights are cooler. Chickens are happy. Chickens are happy. Go out at night before I close everything down and say goodnight to the gals, and they're all cooing away, purring. Yes, chickens purr. They're short purrs. They're brr, brr, brr. Sounds like a cat purring, but it's short. Get up in the morning, go out and see how they're doing. Hey, hey. They're always up. Donna said I had to put my PayPal on sabbatical. No, that's fine. That's fine. But no eggs yet. Nope. No eggs yet. We got the wooden eggs in the brooding boxes, but no eggs. Soon. They're right at that time, and they're getting testy. So I think any day now we should have some eggs. Of course, first meal, steak and eggs. If we got to wait a few days so we have enough eggs, so be it. Get them cranked up. First, set them aside. First meal with the eggs from the chicken is going to be steak and eggs. And it's going to be good. Okay, what else? I'm going to start bitching about some other things. I got my Columbus Day article up today. Oh my goodness, Cardi B. Man, nobody would recognize her without her makeup on. To her credit, and I can't give her credit for much, she at least puts out there what she looks like. She streams without her makeup on. But I tell you what, if she went to a club, any nightclub in the United States, without her makeup on as Cardi B, nobody would give her the time of day, and she would be one of those 2:00 girls. You know, the ones that nobody wants, but hey, they're still there. Yeah. Do you heat the wooden eggs up for them? No, I don't heat the wood. No. No. Don't heat the wooden eggs up for them. Might be a good idea, but no. How the hell would I keep them warm? They're out in the brooding boxes. Yeah. I don't. Phil says it got down to 28 yesterday morning and 31 this morning. Yeah, it's getting cold out there. Getting cold out there. Oh, aren't your chickens getting cold? No, they do better in the cold. Chickens do better in the cold than they do in the heat. As long as you keep them dry in a place where they can get out of the wind or drafts, they're fine. Yeah, I don't. She'll be 2 at 10 and 10 at 2. Yeah. Yeah, she's well, pull this up. See, there's the pictures. You wouldn't recognize her. There's just, she is worn the hell out. Worn the hell out. I give her, without makeup, I give her a 2. She's solid 2. With makeup on, 7. Oh, well, you're no supermodel yourself there, Whiskey. You're right, I'm not. I never claimed to be. It doesn't mean, you don't have to be the best looking person in the world to be able to rate people honestly. Wayne said you'd need some serious beer goggles, that's for sure. Yeah. Laurel says, damn. Yeah. Damn. But like I told the missus, and I've talked about this before too, and excuse me, an ugly girl can get herself laid because there's always going to be a guy willing to stick it in it. An ugly guy can't. An ugly girl that wants to go home with somebody will go home with somebody if they really want to. An ugly guy? No, because that's not how it works. It's not how it works. But yeah, she's kind of worn out. Whiskey glasses. Yeah, a whiskey monocle. Hey, have any of you actually tried to wear a monocle? Boy, there's something else. Unless he's really rich. Yeah. Money does change. Money does change things. I stand corrected. So, money aside. Or power. Power and money. can get a guy laid. He'll be lining up. Power and money. Girl, just is what it is. And I don't begrudge him that. That's the way things worked out. That's the way things work. We've talked about this before. Yeah, it is what it is. It doesn't mean that I'm angry about it. It is what it is. And women have given away that power. It's like, oh, Jesus, you're giving away the power that God gave you. And it becomes meaningless. The thing of value becomes meaningless. It's a shame. Yeah. Power and money. Power and money. Yeah. But yeah, average guys, no. Unless you got those things. These girls don't need that. And unfortunately, too many modern gals have bought into the lie that they've been told, and they don't realize that their real worth. It's like, oh, he's stepping in it. The real worth is when they're young. It's flipped, males and females. It's opposite. A man's real worth is later in life. It's not when he's young. A woman's real worth is when she's younger. Her worth, however, does not change. Her role changes. A woman who should be a grandmother trying to have kids has passed her worth because she's too old. Now she can have kids, but biologically it's from after puberty. So anywhere between, think 13 on, usually around 16. So we'll go 16 to their mid-20s. That's Donna, probably can be said of women too. What, money and power? Men don't give a shit about money and power. No, there's another freaking lie out there. Men don't marry and try to bed somebody that has money or power. They don't care about that. They care about looks and youth. A man may care about that, but men in general, they don't care about that. It's not a standard. That's why. Oh, I'm a self-made woman, and I'm a CEO of a company. I make all this kind of money. Every man should be proud to be with me. No, because men don't think like that. And she cries. Oh, but there's this young gal. They go after this young gal that's stupid, and she doesn't have any money, and yeah, but she's got some of the other stuff. Men don't care about women who have money and power. It's a female thing. And rightfully so. It's understandable. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. No, read the line before that. LOL. Unless he's really rich. Whiskey glasses. Damn. Okay. I'm going back up. Okay, let's see here. No, okay. So, okay. No, read the line before that. Boom. And then before that was probably can be said of women too. Before that is LOL. Before that is Wayne, unless he's really rich. Before that is Whiskey Glasses LOL by Judy. Before that is Damn by Laurel. Am I missing a line? No, if I'm missing a line, tell me. Because I didn't see that. I just went in the natural flow of what each person wrote. I didn't. Oh, women's beauty can be wiped off with a wet wipe. LOL. That's quite a bit up. Is that the one you're talking about? That was after the heat up the wooden eggs. Yeah, so I don't. If the missus does not wear makeup. She doesn't wear makeup. She has a few times, sometimes very lightly. Weird. It's weird. I think gals rely too much on it. Fucks up their skin too. So I always tell guys, you think you're hot for some chick, you make sure you see her without makeup. Gus said it was my F word post. Okay. And Wayne said she might be talking about my last post. Unless he's rich. Oh, I've gone up too far. No, I read every single thing that I'm seeing on my screen. So something didn't come through. Something didn't come through, Donna. Sorry about that. I read you exactly as they're shown. I'll do it again. Donna. No, read the line before that. Before that, Donna. Probably can be said of women too. Before that, Donna. LOL. Before that, Wayne, unless he's really rich. Before that, Judy. Whiskey glasses, LOL. Before that, Laurel. Damn. See, I think there's something missing. Mascara is my makeup. Yeah, see, I have no problem with a little bit of mascara. A little bit of eyeliner. Just little bit. Should be as natural as possible. Because again, you're not... It's okay to accent what you have. It's not okay. Wayne says you're missing one of my posts. Right, yeah. Like I said, Wayne, there's something missing there, so... Donna says, okay, it didn't post it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's okay, Donna. I wasn't being daft. It's like, oh, my goodness, what was she talking about? Yeah, it didn't hit. So, damn you, YouTube. Damn you. You know, it's one thing. It's one thing dealing with a lag. It's another thing dealing with a lag and post not making it out there. Yeah, Wayne says even the most beautiful woman in the world has someone else who's tired of her mess. It's odd that some of the most beautiful people on the outside are the ugliest on the inside. Yeah, we've talked about that too. And that's his shirt too. It's something like there's a T-shirt. Something like that woman that you think is beautiful. There's somebody in your life tired of her shit or something like that. Yeah. But that's why movie stars and rock stars and models and all the beautiful, they can't keep relationships because it's not about looks. Now, I will also point out looks are important. I'm not so naive as to think that looks aren't important. Of course they're important. Of course they are. Donna says yes. Yes, both ways. Right. All these great guys. Jason Momoa. Oh, dreamy. I don't get it, but oh, dreamy. Just had a girl say, adios, motherfucker. You know, Brad Pitt. Been all over the place. All the pretty boys, all the good-looking guys, the same thing. Because, see, people, they fall in love with the idea of and not who they really are. So, yeah, when I say girls, don't think I'm just singling out girls, Donna. Goes both ways. But that's why these pretty people can't keep people in their lives. It's like, oh, gee, I want to be... I always say this about, the dating world. Oh, you think that you're hot shit because you've slept with X amount of people? Really? Really? You think that's what makes you hot shit? Have you ever stopped and thought to yourself, why doesn't any one of those people still want to be with you if you were hot shit? They never think about that. The people who are really the best, the people are going to want to keep them. Laurel says, Jason is not my style. I have dated pretty guys, not impressed. I prefer the rugged guys. Yeah, but see, Jason is trying to play it both ways, rugged and pretty at the same time. I don't get it, but whatever. I've seen his career. I've watched his career. He's okay. He's a good actor, but he's not sex symbol. Yeah, I don't get it. Taylor Swift says Wayne is a good example. Pretty, but always looked for next to right. Yeah. See, people, they give, she's the skinny girl. No, she's not. She doesn't have a big voluptuous body. She's built like a late teenage girl, and she stopped. But so did her mentality. She's a pretty girl. But she's damaged goods. Now she's with a football player. Yeah, good luck. I wonder what the hell that song's going to be. I can understand teenage boys getting worked up over Taylor Swift and teenage girls. She's bubblegum pop. And she's pretty timeless. She looks about the same now as she did years ago. But other than that, I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, and a lot of times people, when actors, they confuse the person with the roles they play. And what's even worse is when the actors confuse themselves with the roles they play. They start believing that they are this person because they start getting typecast. Stop it. You're not that person. You're not that person. If you were, you wouldn't be an actor. Touchdown, new song, says Gus. Makeup helps with that. Look at her close up. Oh, yeah, makeup will help with that. But, looks matter. Looks matter. Anybody that says, oh, looks don't matter to me. I've heard women say that shit a lot. Looks don't matter to me. Yeah, they do. Oh, size doesn't matter. Physical size. I'm not talking size. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. Wayne says, oh, I don't know. Johnny Depp is Jack Sparrow. No. See, Johnny Depp is fucked in the head. Johnny Depp, like, he talks like he's British. He's not freaking British. Johnny Depp confused himself with his character. He's got a fat head. You ever notice how big his head is now? He's got a fat head. He's got a really fat head. No, Johnny Depp confused himself with his characters. But yeah, Johnny Depp's got a fat head. You ever notice? Johnny Depp is another one that I just don't get. The attraction. Let's see if we can get... Yeah, here we go. Watch this. Look at that. Okay, I don't want to open link in a new tab. I want to open the image. Look at that. He got a fat ass head. Holy Toledo. Yeah, too much something. Wow, that just is like somebody just squished his head fat. Johnny. My problem with Johnny was the same thing I had with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey. Drew Carey is the fat one. Jim Carrey is It got to the point where every movie it was the same character, just a different name. It's like, okay, just the same. And it's not even, I'm sorry, it's not even cool. And they're not the only ones. There's a bunch of actors out there and actresses. They play the same role in every freaking movie. I don't care if Clint Eastwood or, Glenn Ford or all these, they were actually cool characters. But when you have these weird dynamics, these out of the norms, it's like, yeah, just latest Drew Carey movie. Yeah, okay. So we're watching Mask Part 52. We're watching Ace Ventura 72. It's all the same characters. And Johnny Depp was the same way. Freaking, what was it? The Lone Ranger was just an Indian Captain Jack Sparrow. Jim Carrey never got out of the In Living Color persona. Right. Because it started making him money. But the problem is if you've ever watched a Jim Carrey movie where he doesn't play that character, they're usually pretty damn good movies. And it's a shame. It's like, do these other things. Robin Williams was the same thing. Awesome actor. Best movies with Robin Williams is when he isn't in a true comedic role. Awesome movie. Jim Carrey the same way. Good movies when he's not trying to make a laugh. Johnny Depp was old hat. Just the same shit over and over. The Truman Show, not bad. Like, just settle down, show your range, not cha-ching. Oh, this is what I'm going to make my money with. I mean, I get character type. That's fine. But one actor, was it is it Liotta? What the hell's his name? He plays a gangster a lot. Drew Carey's Whose Line Is It Anyways? Yeah, that was a good movie. Ray Liotta. He's a real down-to-earth guy. Here you go for folks that freshen up there. Ray Liotta. Pussycat. He would always comment he never confused himself with the roles that he played. He got cast as a gangster a lot because he was good at it. He said he couldn't be farthest from the gangster. That's not who he is. Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci does some good stuff. But Ray Liotta. Ray's dead now. When did he die? When did Ray die? Back in there, Ray Liotta. 2022, May 26th. Yeah, I liked Ray and what the hell was that movie? They were on an island. Yeah, in 2022. Yeah. What was the name of that movie? Both him and his and the supporting actor was pretty good. Yeah, Wayne says time flies. Blink twice and a year is gone. Yeah. Let me try to find the name of that movie. What the hell's the name of that movie? Goodfellas was good, of course. Yeah, he's got a good filmology as well. Let's go here. Come on now. Help me out, folks. Ray Liotta, and he gets sent to a prison island. It's like a tropical island. Cape Fear the bad guy? I believe he did. Still trying to find it. What the hell's that movie? Was it No Escape? Let's find out here. Is it No Escape? Yeah, No Escape. Year 2022, Planet Earth. Holy crap. That's supposed to take place in 2022. Wow. Yeah, it was a good movie. I'd like to see that again. It's kind of like a Mad Max, Waterworld, Jurassic Park thrown in together. Kind of a, yeah. At its most primitive. Soylent Green, yeah, another good movie. Was he in Hannibal? Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, see, that kind of looks like Waterworld. That reminds me of Waterworld in a cage, but going down the opposite way. That had a pretty good cast. This movie had a damn good cast. No Escape. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Good movie. Yeah, he was a lot of a lot of TV series. He played guest roles. Sometimes he was recurring. So it's 5 years, 37 on Another World. Isn't that a soap opera? Another World? I'm not sure. 5 episodes of Casablanca, the TV series. The new Mike Hammer, 1. 10, Our Family Honor. Yeah, he's a lot of roles. Quite the filmology. He was 67 when he passed on. Pretty young. Yeah, Bruce Skipper. Okay, what else we got going on here? Yeah. Oh man, you gotta grab that butternut squash bread recipe off of Facebook. Boy, that's a good bread. Oh, that is a good bread. Oh, he was the character eating his own brain. Oh. Oh. Nummy num. You're right. You're right. Yeah, he ate his own brain. Yeah. Yeah, squash bread. Butternut squash bread. As I said, it tastes like the love child of zucchini bread and pumpkin bread. It is so damn good. There you go, folks. Nummy num. It's absolutely wonderful. So yeah, go on my Facebook page and snag that recipe. Got the recipe and the directions. Anybody can follow that. That's pretty easy. And I said let it cool before you cut it. I let it just I cut it when it's still warm. And then the butter just melts on it. It's like, oh my goodness. It's not like eating your brain. Oh. Like eating your brain. I posted up about the arming of federal agencies and departments within the agencies. There's 73 federal agencies and departments, independent sub-agencies called the Office of the Inspector General, or OIGs. They conduct oversight, perform audits, and enforce laws and regulations. That includes the Department of Education, and they're armed. They're armed. They have armed agents. What the fuck? No excuse for that shit. Department of Education, knock on my door. Like when the security was called on me. Oh, you only got 2 of them people? You're going to need more than that. Department of the Education has no business. There's not a single employee within the Department of Education that should be armed. Not a single one. One is too many. Unless they're acting as private citizens living in their own life. Then have it, but not as an official duty of the Department of Education. They should not be armed. Yeah, same way with the IRS. I've said this before. EPA, same thing. All of these agencies, you don't need to be armed. I tell you what, do not have the people that are making regulation enforce that regulation by force of arms. That's a bad recipe right there. Also, like I had been pointing out this last week, regulation should not act as law. If it acts as law, it's illegal. It should be a law. And our legislators are lazy. They just kick the can down to these regulatory agencies that then just right away, and then they enforce it as law. No, fuck that. That's not the way it's supposed to work. If it's supposed to be law, be law. The regulations that these agencies have should be strictly and directly related to enforcing the law as it's written, not addition to, not a subset. Must be for the law itself as it's written, period. It's like I say, too, signs. Signs ain't law. They found that shit out time and time again. First Amendment audits. Most of them are douchebags. But they have their place. Oh, you can't take pictures here. You can't do this because the city says this. No, I'm sorry. No. Not even an ordinance. Just because the mayor says or somebody says, no, you can't take pictures here. No, fuck that. Yes, I can. Know the difference between law and internal policies the same way with executive orders. Executive orders are only to be applied to those who you have direct control over, i.e., you're their boss. No EO should affect a private citizen. If it does, it's illegal, because executive orders are supposed to only apply to the agencies and the employees of those who are given it, be it the president or being it a governor or be it a mayor. Your employees, that's who the executive orders cover. If your executive order goes past that, it's illegal. But you got the Wild West with EOs out there. And no, it's not just the Democrats doing this shit. Republicans have done their share of freaking illegal EOs as well. Judges don't make law either. If you legislate from the bench, it's illegal. The same way as now the courts are starting to say with things that I've known all along. When a judge gives you an order that then extends to outside of the courtroom, it's illegal. He doesn't have the authority to do that. Or she doesn't have the authority to do that. They control what's in the courtroom, not what happens afterwards. There's very limited things that they can apply that's outside the courtroom. Very limited, very limited. The vast majority of shit that they say is illegal. Oh, you're going to get arrested because you're then violating what the judge says. Fuck you. It's the same thing. You're going to need to bring more than that. 2 guys, 5 guys, 6 guys. You're going to need more than that. We're getting to the point where every single day we are seeing case after case after case, instance after instance after instance of why our founding fathers put the Second Amendment in the Constitution. And thus far, people have pulled, they've used it as a bluff. They've used it as a bluff. FDR made over 3,000. Oh, man, the numbers of EOs out there is just, it's insane. It's insane. And personally, I don't care. I don't care how many executive orders they make, as long as they fit within the structure of what's legal and what's not. You want to do 3,000 executive orders telling your employees that they have to wear a button-up shirt and a tie or, whatever. They've got to brush their teeth 3 times a day while on duty. You do your thing. Do your thing. You're the boss. But you're not the boss of me. I'm the boss of you. You're getting paid to do certain things. That's the same way as telling a police officer. And I have no problem with somebody saying, you work for me. Because they do. And when I was behind a badge, I knew exactly who I worked for. I wasn't a god. I had a job to do. But here's the problem. Most of the people that say that, though, I'm your boss. No, it's because they don't like what the police officer's doing when that's what the police officer's being paid to fucking do. You can't, just because you're the boss. Yes, you hire me to do a job. This is my job. Now this job is coming down on you. Ta-da! See how it works? You can't go, I'm the boss, I'm going to change the rules. No. So citizens and police officers have to know their roles, and they have to obey legal laws, constitutional laws, and act accordingly. It's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. We talked about duty before, and how people want their rights, but none of the duties and responsibilities that come with it. Get the fuck out. Ain't nothing free. Ain't nothing free. You're a citizen. Start acting like it. You're not an emperor, and neither are they. So I said, oh no, who's going to be president next? Oh my God. Yeah. If you think that the guy who's in, or gal, we haven't had a gal yet, but you think that the person in the White House is the be all and end all, that they're freaking emperors, no, they're not. Biden's a problem, absolutely. But Biden can't do shit alone. and we've got a government set up in opposition. Everything can be countered. Do your freaking job. If you're that worried about who is elected, by all means, be concerned and vote for who you think should be elected. But if you're that worried that you think that the world is going to either come to an end or turn into a paradise by who you elect as president, you're a freaking moron. Because it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And you don't want it to work that way. In either way. You don't want it to work like that. The Founding Fathers sure as hell didn't want it. Are we going to start? Is World War III coming? No. There's a lot of smoke now? Yeah. Bad shit happening? Yeah. Which brings me, somebody pointed up about it. They're getting pissed off, and I'm getting pissed off too about these freaking talking heads online, of which I'm a talking head online. They're now, and I saw one popular guy, but a lot of things he says, and I just kind of shake my head. He put up a video the other day. I'm not going to mention who it is. Gus knows who it is. He's rethinking his loadout. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You're rethinking your loadout. There's 50 billion loadout videos out there, and nothing changes. There's nothing that's happening now that didn't happen 2 years ago, that didn't happen 4 years ago, that didn't happen 6 years ago. And we've had cities burned down in the United States in that time. Nobody's loadout changed. There's no major threat now that wasn't here 2 years ago. Oh, but bad guys are crossing the border. Yeah, they've been crossing the border. I've fucking reported about it. They've been crossing the border. Ain't nothing new. How about this? Some of those bad guys, our enemies, were actually serving in government positions in Washington, D.C. Don't think so? Go check out Matt Christensen's video today. I got a link of it on my Facebook page. We had enemy working in our government. And then afterwards, working with our government to do shit that is definitely against our best interests. Or it says they've been here for years. Right. The dangers have been here for years. I'm not against trying to figure out what your loadout might be. Okay. For the general, a loadout is, what do you have? What's your firearms, what gear and supplies that you have that is ready with you, either in your vehicle or that can be taken to your vehicle or is in your home. You got bug out and you got bug in. I'm a bug in kind of guy if I can help it. And the prepper and I call them LARPers. They're a bunch of people that wish the hell it would, no you don't, and they're planning for shit that ain't ever going to happen. They get a lot of buzz online. They got these nice channels and they do all this other shit. Ain't going to happen. If you think, here you go, if you think that the United States is going to devolve into chaos and anarchy and the government's going to fall apart, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. If you think that your bug out kit is going to save you from a terrorist act, you're an idiot, because it's not. Because when it happens, it's going to happen. Ain't nothing in your bug out kit going to help you. Those people, we need to leave the cities. Bitch, you're still living in a city? What the hell's wrong with you? And it has nothing to do with whether you have a bug out kit or not, because most of the cities are liberal leaning and they're becoming worse and worse, and the crime rates are going up in the city. Crime rates in the nation have been going down. Crime rates in cities have been going up. You're still living in the city. Get the hell out. but you're now thinking about it because of what's happening over in Israel? Shut the fuck up. You're an idiot. And if you're making videos about that shit and put it online, you're an opportunist idiot. Stop it. Gus says, I just ordered my tourniquet today. Right? Yeah. He's laughing. Yeah. It's like scripture says, I will come as a thief in the night. Be ready. When shit happens, look, when shit happens, it happens. Be prepared, yes. But you should have always been prepared. What, you're just now rethinking it? As like I said, I'm not against bug out bags. I'm not against examining your loadout and contemplating what's going to best work with your mission set. I get it. By all means, do it. But shit, most of us did that all our lives. We've always kept track of our loadout. Same way with prepping. Oh, you're a prepper? Bitch, we call that living. Prepper. The same way with all these people. Oh, you're a greenie now and you're recycling and you're doing this and you're repurposing. It's like, yeah, we call that being poor when I was a kid. We just did it naturally. This is a fashion statement now. So you got a bunch of people LARPing at shit that the rest of us have been doing our whole lives and we never thought twice about it and never called it anything special. Just called it living. So all these jackwagons getting online now and trying to stir shit up and like, oh my God. Oh yeah, what? They're going to have a bunch of Middle Eastern terrorists now flooding across the United States border and doing shit. Again, they have been coming across the border for years and years and years. We catch some, we don't catch others. It should be a part of everyday life to just be aware of the things that are going on around you. Stop trying to capitalize off of shit halfway around the world. Stop it. Ooh, gets content. Yeah, sorry. I don't go for that shit. How's about just being honest with people? Wayne says, hey, I remember going out with a wagon and rustling up pop bottles and returning them for 2 cents. Right. Right. Recycling before it was recycling. Take your shit that wasn't recyclable, your cans, and squishing them up and then bringing them down to the recycling center. Why? Because you get paid for that shit. Nothing new. Stop it. Everybody trying to get that other angle. God, yeah, Gus, when I saw that video, I was like, boy, I had some choice words coming out of my mouth. It's like, you opportunist, you. And how about this? Here's another thing. Go for a walk. I can't tell you the number of videos. Gus knows who I'm talking about. He's out of breath just before he even starts. Stop it. Just go for a walk. Get yourself in shape, please. Gus says, I was just counting my loadout seeds and I stopped. No, you can't. You don't have enough loadout seeds. You got space? You got space for 2 more loadout seeds? You get 2 more loadout seeds. No, this stuff is just, it's so funny. It's like, really, honestly, nobody's life in the United States changed one bit since Hezbollah threw those rockets out there and then they attacked Israel. And I'm telling you, there's some shady shit on both sides, but part of it is I think it was allowed to happen. But Wayne says, just like I don't care about your stick figure family, I could give 2 hoots about your loadout. Why advertise what you have in a public? Right. And these fools will go. They'll even show you where they put it in their vehicles if that's where they're storing their loadout, which a lot of them do. They'll put it in their vehicle and they'll show you where they put it. It's like, are you an idiot? Yes, you're LARPing. Stop it. Stop it. Little OPSEC. A little bit of OPSEC. That's operational security. For you folks out there, stop it. Donna says never enough. No, there's never enough loadout seeds. Freedom seeds. Never enough. Never enough. It's like, how many's enough? He shot the guy. Well, he shot him. He shot him 15 times. Well, because that's all he had. Right. Wayne says it just shows the criminals where to look. Right. You don't see it. The only thing that I have on my vehicles, here you go. The only thing that I have on my vehicles, like I got a U.S. flag thing on the back hatchback underneath the window. That's it. I got guns or Second Amendment or I don't have any of that shit. You drive by my house, there's no political ads, there's no nothing that indicates anything other than I got American flags. That's it. That's it. I don't advertise. Gus said, I said the same thing when he said he had to catch his breath. Yeah, and he does it all the time. All the time. All the time. Get a fucking treadmill or a bike or something. Take a walk. It's like more so since these are not live videos. This is what gets me. You could sit down for 5 minutes, but just sit down for 5 minutes. You're not putting out live videos. You're not live streaming the shit. What the fuck you out of breath for? I don't get more dramatic effect. I don't know. I have no idea. Donna says, same here. Walk in and find out. Right. Yeah. Oh, nothing that anybody has is worth somebody's life. I agree. So don't try to take my shit. It's not worth your life. I'm not going to let you take it. But I agree. It's not worth your life. Can't stand a thief. Oh, can't abide by that. Ask. So like, oh, he was hungry. He stole a loaf of bread. Bullshit. He stole a loaf of bread because he was a thief. If you're hungry, ask for some food. Laura says, I have a window decal on my back window of my truck. FU46. Someone thought it was a fleet number. Yeah. FU46 and put on it. How's my driving? 1-800 don't give a shit. Oh no, but I don't have any. But you know, you guys know me too. I don't wear veterans caps. I don't wear veterans shirts. I just. It's not my way. I'm not a big bumper sticker guy. No. Keep them guessing. Keep them guessing. Oh. What's the matter with people? What is the freaking matter with people? Note that all of these thieves have the latest iPhone. And yeah. Oh, yeah, and how about this? Oh, if Israel just did this, no, they fucking wouldn't, because the people that they're fighting are just like Black Lives Matter and those people rioting and looting and shit like that. They just want an excuse. It's in their nature. Anybody who knows the actual history over there knows that Israel is given and given and given and given and given and given and given. Hell, fucking Israel owned, after the 6-Day War, a huge chunk of fucking Egypt and gave that shit back. So anybody who's, oh, it's an apartheid state, you don't know what the fucking word means if you think that Israel is an apartheid state. You're a moron. Stop it. You just hate the Jews. Now, I'm not saying Jews did everything right. They haven't done everything right throughout history, but there's no group that has. But there's very few groups out there that have the hatred, the outright bigotry for no justifiable reason. So again, check your shit. Find out what the real history is. They don't need an excuse. Oh, it's retaliation. No, it fucking wasn't. No, it wasn't. Wasn't 2 years ago either. Remember, I put up the meme. It's like, oh no. There's war in the Middle East. Oh no, World War III. It's like you don't even... Hezbollah pulled this shit 2 years ago. Not to this extent, but the same shit. See, the problem is Hezbollah was starting to lose their foothold. And why? Because a lot of the Arab states that were actually funding them have been pulling back funding. The Abraham Accords was starting to smooth shit over. And Hezbollah, the maniacs that they are, if everybody just leaves Israel alone, they've got nothing. They've got nothing. Oh, two-state solution. No, because Palestine was never a fucking state. It's never been a state. That's new shit. And it was actually offered to them, and they said no. So, again, do your freaking research. Israel trucks in supplies to Gaza every single day. Right. They give them free water. They give them free food. They give them free humanitarian shit. And the United States is playing both fucking sides of the coin now. They're helping Israel, and they're helping the people who are feeding arms and other shit to Hezbollah. PLO and the Hezbollah are fucking terrorist groups, period, full stop. Oh, and people left out there complaining that oh yeah, the Palestinians are just fighting back for democracy. Really? When was the last time they had an election in the Gaza Strip? Get back to me on that one. I'll tell you when. When they were stupid enough to elect Hezbollah into power in the first place. That's the last time they had an election there. Don't fucking tell me about they're fighting for democracy. Bullshit. Tired of it. You pull their heads out of your asses. Stop it. Israel's they're between a rock and a hard spot. They can't just let shit happen, but then they can't level it either. Because nothing unites a group more than an enemy. So they've been doing this dance. And here we are. If they wiped out and cleared Palestine, then all of the Arab world would come down on them. And we can't allow that to happen. Anybody who thinks otherwise, it's like, pull out a freaking map. Pull out a map. I don't care what you think of Jews in Israel. Pull out a map. Look at how big Israel is. Look at the rest of the Middle East. And you're saying this people don't deserve their own... Oh, a Zionist. Oh, Jews are okay, but they just can't have their own country. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's like saying the French are okay, they just can't have their own country. Wayne said that's been tried before. It hasn't worked yet. Yeah, we're a little bit different. Oh, man, 6 Day War was something. But we're in a little bit different time period now. But yeah. Shit wouldn't be easy, I'll tell you that much. Orion says he gave him everything they wanted. Arafat. Yeah. Yes. Time and time again, they have seceded every demand made of them. It's like, oh, the settlements. You know what the fucking settlement issue was? Okay, this is the settlement issue. Okay. It was a landlord dispute, is what it was. It wasn't a settlement issue. Certain people had legal title and claim to certain properties. Certain people didn't. So the people that had claim to the properties that the Arabs were now living on said, this is my property. So what the Israeli government said is, I'll tell you what, they tried to split the baby. Didn't work out too well. They said, if you're living on property that somebody else owns, then you can stay there. And they told the property owners, you can't kick them out. But if you're going to stay there, you need to pay rent. And then what happened? They stopped paying rent. They stopped paying rent. So then they tried to get them evicted. Because what they wanted to do was, I think there was like 4 or 5 houses, and they wanted to tear them down, put up an apartment complex or what have you. And the people weren't paying rent anyways. And that's what it comes down to. Oh, so you get them evicted, and the next thing you know, you got freaking Hezbollah throwing freaking rockets, and you got suicide bombers, and you got, all shit breaking loose. It's a tenant-landlord problem. It isn't an Arab-Jew problem. Like I said, Hezbollah and the PLO would have used any excuse whatsoever to do what they wanted to do, period. And they're not going to stop. From the rivers to the sea. Fucking people chanted it all over the world in the last couple days. Death to Israel, death to the United States. Over what? Over nothing. Over nothing. Palestine? Palestine, really? Nobody wants the Palestinians. Nobody wants them. Name one country that said, hey, come on in. You guys are being mistreated. No, they're the trailer park trash of the Middle East, and that's freaking saying something. That's saying something. Oh, but there's innocent Palestinians. Yeah. Yeah, that innocence goes away after so many things. If you're still allowing it, oh, but they're scared of it. Yeah, I get it. But no. There are no innocent Palestinians. Donna says even Egypt will let them. Nah, Egypt doesn't want them. Egypt's paying to keep. Egypt is sending shit there. No, Egypt doesn't want them. Nobody wants the Palestinians. That's why they keep feeding the Palestinians. Stay there. We'll send you supplies. Because every time they take immigrants from Palestine, their crime rates go up. Imagine that. There's so much shit going on. There's so much. But no, and this comes. It's the same way with Russia and Ukraine. People are stupid. Oh, now I'm going to support Ukraine because I hate Russia so much. You're an idiot. Don says, sorry, I meant won't. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Egypt doesn't want. Nobody wants. So they keep sending them supplies. But it's the same. People just hate. They want to hate the Jews. They want to hate the Jews. Well, then you are a bigot, is what you are. You can dislike what something does, but you hate a whole group of people just because of what? Again, go back to Russia and Ukraine. Oh, Ukraine's now the good guys because we hate Russia so much. Really? Really? Some of us spent most of our time, especially before the Gulf War, then shit kind of, eyes went in a different direction, getting ready to kick Russia's ass. We got no love for Russia. But that doesn't mean the Ukraine are good guys. Democracy. You're going to say Ukraine and democracy in the same breath. Donna said, you think Jordan and Syria would put them... Yeah, you would think, but no. Yeah. Hey, and did folks know that most of Jordan used to be controlled by Israel? Yeah, they have given back everything. Everything. Hamas, Hezbollah is in Lebanon. Okay, birds of a feather. Sorry about that. Hamas, sorry. But thank you for the correction. Yeah, Hezbollah is just as bad. Yeah, birds of a feather. Hamas. Sorry, late, but thank you, Orion. Got to get the right shitbirds. We could talk about fucking Hezbollah. Most of the people here that follow my content are old enough to remember when Lebanon was a hotbed. Beirut. Suicide bombers. Constant wars. It's like, yeah, we remember that shit. Ain't nothing changed. ain't nothing changed. We got all these jackwagons running around acting as if it is. Oh my God, oh, we're through. World War III. Yeah, Ukraine is a laundromat. It is. It's a trailer park trash. It's the meth house. It's the meth house of Europe. Oh no. And Russia said, hey, you guys, you got biolabs. No fucking biolabs. I said, yeah, they had biolabs. Well, then the Russians roll in, and then we got to protect these biolabs from the Russians because they're going to get shit. You just said they didn't have biolabs, motherfucker. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So don't let your hatred. Again, I got no love. I think Putin is a complete jackwagon. I got no use for him. He's a bully, a tyrant, and a thug. Doesn't mean he's wrong about everything. And 5 minutes before Russia decided to push back because of atrocities that Ukraine was doing to Russian citizens or Ukrainian citizens of Russian descent. And because of forced, NATO partnership. No, that was part of the deal. They would not be a part of NATO. They'd be a buffer zone. But no, we got to push that too. So again, but you hate Russia, so they're the bad guys. A little bit of honesty. Just have a little bit of honesty. That's why I can piss off everybody on all sides. I'm going to call it the way it is. I'll call it the way it is. There's shitholes that have been shitholes through all eternity, and they're going to be shitholes until the people decide not to be shitholes. It's Afghanistan and shit like that. Yeah, it's like, no. You will never change these people. They must change themselves. There's no amount of intervention. There's no amount of coaxing or teaching or no. So I say too, we left good people. That you didn't leave a single good person in Afghanistan. No. Got no use for them. They could. Watch the history, though. They don't. It's funny. You go back and you look at some of these countries that have gone fundamentalist Muslim now, and you look at them in the 70s and shit like that. Women going to school. I think Iran was like that. Women going to school. They look like chicks here in the United States at the same time period, carrying books, going to college, wearing skirts, faces all uncovered, no hair nets, no veils. Gus says, look what we did to Cuba. Same as Russia and Ukraine. Oh. People falling for the games. Falling for the games. Whatever the talking heads are going to spout out to you, you're going to believe. Oh, did I tell you? I've rethought my loadout. No. Oh, shit. Again, freaking loadout. Stop it. Stop it. Talk about an attention whore and drama queen. Stop it. And go for a walk. Jesus. I've seen a lot of his, I don't know if Gus has noticed it. A lot of his content now has been a little sketchy. He says half-truths. Half-truths. I hate that shit. A half-truth is a lie. Stop it. Iran was very liberal. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yep. Ain't no more. And what gets me too is all of these feminists and lefty liberals go ahead and they support the very regimes and the people that would eliminate them first. Gays for Muslims. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Wayne says, want to find out my loadout? FAFO. Right. Yeah, right. Now, I can tell you some good things that their loadout should have. And again, it's going to depend on a lot of your location, we talked about too, with what types of guns you're going to use, even what's good in Montana wouldn't necessarily, I mean, you could use it in New Hampshire, but our distances are a lot shorter. How far you can see is a lot shorter. So we've got different needs. What you would need in an urban area versus a rural area would be different. There is overlap. But this shit isn't rocket science, for crying out loud. That's like, what was the guy's name? What was it? Gus and some of the old timers. What was the guy's name? Gary? Was it Gary? The Californian dude. Part of the a militia there. What the hell was his name? We gave him the boot. We gave him the boot. I'm helping everybody else get credit for it. It's like I gave him the boot. Orion says toss him off the road. What was his name? Gus says I always flush after I check my load out. I read the captain's log and got rid of it. Oh. As I tell people, yeah, you can look at me and you can tell that I've got certain things. You know, I got my pistol and I wear it proudly, and that's fine. Just because, again, it's easier over the waistband. I give you a rough idea how many knives. You don't get the nipple. The Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome scene where he's coming in, he's checking all of his weapons, he keeps pulling them out, stuff like that. The missus and I get a joke out of it because that's me every night when I go to bed. But yeah, I forget his name too. Was it Gary? Was it I'll call him Bob. Everything's Bob. Bob, yeah, and he's talking about, oh, and I walk at the end of my property down by the road with my rifle. It's like, what the fuck are you doing that for? I mean, you can do it, but what are you doing that for? To draw attention to yourself? Yes. And he's talking about, oh, I shouldn't have my body armor and my gun and stuff like that in the back of my car. And it's like, you shouldn't fucking tell anybody about it, and you shouldn't have it where it can be seen. You shouldn't have it where it can be seen. Stop it. And people are stupid. They're playing this game. They're playing the games. Playing the games. Those in the know, know. Another thing that always pissed me off, all of these quote unquote former special ops guys and these former military guys, and they're opening up all these freaking, tactical schools and shit, and most of them don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Their service is dubious at best. There's a few reputable ones out there, but most of them are full of shit. Full of shit. People LARPing. LARPing. Stop it. It's good to get training. Yes. There's only a handful of schools that are worth going to. The rest are just a bunch of retards. You watch the videos online, you go, what the hell? What the hell? Stop it. Stop it. For most of America, a lot of basic hunting skills is going to do them, unless you live in a totally urban area. And you're not going to work with a bunch of people. It's good to know who's available and know the basics. Most well-trained military guys can work with other well-trained military guys. They don't need to train together. They've got Daniel. Yes, thank you, Daniel. Let me guess. Sally told you, right? Did Sally bring that up, Gus? Because there's a certain set of skills we all know. We know the basic hand gestures. We know the basic tactics. They haven't changed that much. Pretty simple. Shut the fuck up and don't move is a good one. It's tactically, oh man, it doesn't matter what you're wearing as long as you're not blaze orange. If you're just wearing, you can lose yourself in a slightly wooded area by just shutting the fuck up and stop moving. You can even sit down by a tree. People won't even see you there. Stop it. Wayne says military guys tend to maintain that skill set. Yeah. And you can get rusty in your movements. Yeah. So I say stay fit. That's key. Stay fit. Keep your mind sharp. Practice your stuff. Yeah, Gus says, yep. Thanks, Allie. Yeah. And here you go. Two different mindsets, and Wayne will tell you the same thing. Police work and soldier work are not exactly the same. And he was a military policeman, so he's familiar with both infantry tactics and police tactics. They're not by default the same. Your objectives are not the same. There is an overlap of some skills, but there's some things that are clearly different because your missions are totally different. In some cases. Some cases they're exactly the same, but right, he says hard to forget 28 years of experience. Right. Get old. We never get old, Orion. Stop it. We don't cotton to that negativity. On my show, we don't get old. Oh. Bye, look dapper. It's funny, the German kids, I found out. Our oldest is 40. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, it is what it is. Beware the old man in a profession where everyone dies young. Wayne says, absolutely not. Military police take infantry in a heartbeat. Civilian police tend to take military police because The training is hard for the former MP. Tend to not take military police because the retraining. Right. Yeah. Another big lie that they tell people. Oh, yeah, become an MP because when you get out, the police departments will watch it. No, they don't. No, they don't. The police departments wants that 18-year-old former jock. They want a blank slate. Yeah, people hate MPs. And there's two types of MPs. There's security and then there's road. And then military, the actual wartime missions are, you get some overlap and there's some issues there. But people don't understand that military police are the most heavily armed units in the United States Army, barring special ops. So now it doesn't mean that they're all Rambos. It doesn't. It's just like everybody. Yeah, people are people. People are people. And you got good units, you got bad units. You got good soldiers, you got bad soldiers. But yeah. Only thing I didn't do was I'll never do corrections. Fuck that. I'm not a babysitter. I'm not a babysitter. Not a babysitter. It sucked to be an MP that's all they did was corrections. Oh my God. No, that's got to suck. Yeah, CID, sweet. CID for folks is the Army's version of NCIS. They haven't come out with a movie for CID, have they? Or a television show with CID in it? Hell, you don't even see them show up in movies every once. What was it? God, what the hell's his name? He played in. I can't even think it. I can't. I'm drawing a blank. He played in Grease. He's got his own jet. What the hell's his name? The Presidio? Yeah, maybe they had CID in that, but that's not the movie I was thinking about. What the hell's the guy's name? He played Danny. No, Danny was the girl. No, Sandy was the girl. Danny. John Travolta. Thank you. John Travolta. Oh shit. I had his John Travolta. He played in and the group of guys, you find out later he's part of Section 8. I believe that was weren't they like an offshoot of CID? Sean Connery was a CID officer. Was he? Here's another thing. CID, when they're working CID, they don't usually go by rank. A lot of times, normally CID is going to be upper echelon NCOs and warrant officers, sometimes an officer. They have a lot of warrant officers. But they don't, and correct me if I'm wrong there, because from what I understand, is they don't, it's not a rank thing. Oh, in Presidio, he was a CID officer. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. And a lot of times they'll not be in uniform. They wear civilian clothes a lot. Right. That's what Wayne just said. They're in civilian clothes, right? I mean, sometimes they're in uniform, but most of the time they're not. They're just in civilian clothes. Right. He says they go by agent or chief if they're in charge. Yeah. Yeah. Um, another thing about military police, kind of like civilian police, but more so, rank doesn't matter. Rank matters amongst the crew and amongst their rank structure, but out on the road, rank doesn't matter. Sean is British. No, he's Scottish, isn't he? Isn't Sean Connery Scottish? But yes, he played an Army CID officer in the Presidio. We have people of other nationalities in our military. Yeah. Yeah. Ryan said CID civilian clothes. Yes, unless they're in a combat zone and or it's official business behind. But usually when they're working, no, it's yeah. And Wayne says, yeah, Sean Connery is Scottish. He was a bodybuilder, if you can believe that shit. So we come a long ways in bodybuilding. I look at his bodybuilding days. He's smaller than an average guy now. But back then, that's what it was. Yeah, he was a bodybuilder. And he's the only Russian sub-captain that speaks with a Scottish accent. Oh, Sean Connery. Classic. He is a classic. Again, tonight's coffee is pistachio cream from New England brand. Hopefully the next show is going to be live from the new studio. Hopefully. It was 10:24. But yeah, it was a good show, guys and gals. Guys and gals. Don't want to leave anybody out. And all you non-binaries out there, go get some help. Because there's no such thing. One ping. One ping only. Good old Sean Connery. Yeah. Yeah, that was back when that was before Shitbird shot somebody, right? Shitbird, he was in that movie, wasn't he? Yeah. Was late. On Rust. On Rust. Yeah, one of the brothers. Somebody help me. I'm throwing out a line. Someone grab it and pull me in. Long day. What the hell was his name? Oh, yeah, the thumb scene from the Presidio. He's kicking the guy's ass. Alec Baldwin, thank you. I just, another one drawing a blank there. Drawing a blank. Long day. Played Ryan, yep. Did a good job. Probably closer to the real Ryan than Harrison Ford. Good actor, but not so sure he. But yeah, so hopefully Sunday's show will be from the new studio. I showed you I'm ready to start painting. Purple and green. It'll just all be green. Just all be green. I've got to do some ceiling trimmings, and I'm gonna do the ceiling first. Not all of it, just trim up and feather out. I'm only gonna use my thumb. Gus has a big lag for me now. Sorry about that. Then I'm going to do the walls. Then I'm going to do the rest of the trim work and then the baseboards. I figure that way if it drips, I'm just fine. It's easy enough to clean. It's latex. It's easy enough to clean up between color switches. But I will see you online. I will still try to put out some content and ruffle some more feathers. And hey, Gus and Sally need to stop and think if there's anything special that you'd like us to fix up for the time you folks are over. And well, I guess that is it. Again, anyone who is enjoying this content and think that it's worth assisting, there's links in the description, both monetary and non-monetary ways that you can help. If you'd like to send something, either for me personally or that you think might be good in the studio, you go ahead and you can send it to the address that's located under the show as well. Everything is adjustable. It's adjustable. It is adjustable. Is appreciated. Wayne says, just think if Sean Connery had been cast as the Vulcan science officer on the Enterprise, known as Mr. Spock. I'm just going to use this thumb and these fingers. Pinchy. Oh, my goodness. All right. Again, hey, great show, guys. Next Sunday, this coming Sunday, same time, same place. Get some sleep. Thank you all for joining. As always, God bless and take care.